Hello? Yes, we're live. Mike's alive. We're okay, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ice Cream Uploads here on Wednesday. It's definitely Wednesday, the 5th of October. How are we all doing? I've got remotes and mice and headsets and everything all over at Gaff. Rushing again. I was rushing to press the go live button and did absolutely nothing during that time apart from put tweets live, which the tweets are now live. The Facebook posts are now live. The Instagram posts, if you want to share that, please go ahead and do some. I hope that you're all doing fantastic. Well on this Wednesday morning. It was absolutely pissing it down when I left the house this morning at 6:10. I couldn't see what I was doing all the way in. It was terrible. The visibility is probably the worst it's ever been. But yeah, that was my morning. I got here safe. Don't worry about it. I'm okay. However, I just did have a little bit of a casualty then. I was too close to the microphone here. This is the Wave 3 mic, by the way, with a nice little pop shield on the front of it. This is the cause for concern. A little too close as I'm posting a tweet and stuff like that. My eyelash actually got caught in the top of this and it was fucking well pit. It was like I was stuck. I was like, Well, not even gonna lie. I think I might have a couple less now, actually. If I'm being honest, I need to have a look at that in a bit. I might be eyelashless. But that was my hospital moment this morning. I hope that you're all doing well. Links in the chat. Nice to know. It says, just in time for my lunch, eating Mifu? Not sure if good. You can keep those pins. Which pins? Which pins are we talking about? I'm not too sure. I will, however, change the colour of this because it's kind of getting lost. It's our A30 lamp that was sent over by Astro. What colour do you reckon? That suits it, doesn't it? Poo pins. Prime, dude. Oh, it's on a different screen, that's why. Oh my god, I've got the chat bot open, but it's on this one. Oh, Poopins are subscribed with Prime. Thank you very much. I understand, Poopins, that you was the gentleman that arrived at our studios yesterday and was speaking to Graham for about an hour, and it wasn't quite that long. But thank you very much. I didn't even see that because it's on a completely different screen because I had the chat bot open rather than our normal chatty screen. So do thank you very much for that. Did you subscribe while the countdown was going on? Because I didn't even hear it. So again, thank you very much for your first month with Prime. If you do have a Prime membership, feel free to throw that one down. That'll be absolutely fantastic. Right, so we've got a bit of a show this morning. Obviously, you can just see that it is just me in the studio this morning. Graham is hella busy today, back-to-back meetings. We're both extremely busy, but I've managed to carve out a little bit of time to obviously be able to give you this show, because we'd rather go live with a 25 half-an-hour show than not go live at all. That's as simple as that, because we want to be able to put this out on all of our podcast services, including YouTube as well. Basically, so that Nacho has something to do when he's walking later on. That's the only reason we're doing it, just for you, Nacho. This is the podcast that you listen to when you're out walking about, so I do appreciate that. Mifu is Finnish invention made from milk to look like meat or chicken. That sounds horrendous. You need to put pictures of that in the Discord because that does not sound nice at all. Milk is made to look like meat/chicken. Not my kind of chicken. I'm telling you now. Poopin says sounds absolutely rank. Yeah, it's not for me, that. Like, what's it meant to taste like? This is good. I think you're talking out your ass, mate. Because that sounds horrendous by all accounts. How do you cook it? Is it something that you put in a pan? Is it something that you put under the grill? Do you stick it in the air fryer? Like, these are the questions that need to be answered, and I need to have a look at this. So if you can, stick it in the Discord, because the people are ready to judge, including myself. I'll be front of that queue going, mate, not a chance. Anyway, you're here for me to talk about, you're here to listen to me talk about video games, and that's exactly what I'm going to do for you this morning. If you don't already know, this is Ice Cream Uploads, UK's #1 video game podcast, as we come to you live each and every single weekday at 10 a.m.-ish. With the Scoop. That's the name of the podcast, not Ice Cream Uploads. Ice Cream Uploads is the channel. I'm fully aware that I've jumped into that with both feet without thinking about the consequences of the string of sentences that I'm putting together. This is what you get when you're a one-man band. You know what I mean? Graham does the talking. I give the I put the stuff on the screen, and then he asks me for stuff. This is a two-way street. When you get a soloer, that's not even a word, but it is now. That's when I jump in. Lake says, I have no idea, but basically it tastes like chicken. No. Yes, stood there in the rain, such a nice lad. I had no idea what jelly did. Mate, we do everything. We do everything that there is to do with digital marketing. Not just video games. We do a lot of other stuff too. Mainly video games. I have a water today, ladies and gentlemen. I have a water. I don't drink fizzy stuff very often. Apart from if it's the old goth soup with the white monster or something like that. I don't drink fizzy stuff very often. I am more of a cordial drinker or fresh orange juice. That is my Vimto fresh orange juice. They're my two go-tos. However, I'm kind of on a water binge at the moment. I need to take more water in. Like, I've asked this question on Twitter before, like, does having Vimto count as your water intake? I've been told it is. However, I feel like it's kind of not, because it's not just water. You kind of you're putting something else in there. You're putting a syrup in there. So it's not just your fresh water source. So I'm going strictly with water. Now, this is the hard water around here. If you're in the Poulton, Blackpool area, it's hard. It's not the soft shit that we get in Manchester, the good stuff. This is like, I don't know, unfiltered water. Filth, some of you might say. It's okay, though. It's okay. Poopin says warm Vimto. I mean, you gotta love a warm Vimto. You can't go wrong with a warm Vimto. It'll put hairs on your chest. Well, conveniently not. I'm bald from the chin down. Make of that what you will. Make of that what you will. That's something that my Turkish barber doesn't do. I have to manscape the rest of this, and it's a lot to go through. Do you know what I mean? I'm a big guy, you know. Up here though, sorts me out big time. Down here, that's something that I have to do. Anyway, you want to talk about some video games? I think I've got some news stories for you today. I have actually got 7 news articles. There is no way that I am going through all of these. I'm going to try and go through a couple of ones that we shelved yesterday and a couple of ones that are relevant for today. The rest of them, I think we can just kind of sandwich in between Thursday and Friday this week, because 7 news stories. When I'm on my own, you guys are going to be bored. You're going to switch off. You can't be asked. Nacho's already turned it off because it's just Bibby. We're not having any of this. But I believe that we probably should make a start on it. You may have seen the lead story for today. I posted it out on social media. If you're not already following us, it's at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms. I've seen that one. Bowser coming in with the raid. Thank you very much, mate. I hope that you've had a fantastic morning so far. I'm guessing you were playing some PUBG this morning. Am I right to assume that? Was you playing some pro clubs? I have no idea, so do let us know in the chat as to what it is that you have played this morning. And welcome, raiders. If you don't know who we are and you've never come across Ice Cream Uploads before, we are a video games entity, shall we say. We play video games, we stream video games, but we also have this, which is our anchor. Is that the word? It's our main, it's our one thing that we put out each and every single weekday at 10 a.m, and that is called The Scoop. It's usually myself and Graham. It's a 2-man show. We go through it. We talk about video game news. You can obviously help us make the video game news by supplying us with your thoughts and opinions and the news articles themselves. We will then give our thoughts and opinions on the very next show, which is usually the day after, obviously, because if you're sending it at 8 o'clock at night, I ain't going to be going live straight away and talking about that video game news. We're going to compile them all together and giving you into a nice little show in the morning the following day, which is exactly what I'm doing now. So, Bowser, thank you very much for sending 18 of your finest over. We very much appreciate it. Smash PUBG this morning, Chief. Quick raid and run, mate. Enjoy your stream. Appreciate that, mate. Have a fantastic day. And JMK is in here as well with the mornish. Bibby, hello. Hi, supish. JMK. How we doing? Anyway, news article. We've got it up on the screen here. I think we've got 7. We ain't going to do that. We're probably going to do 4 or 5 as we skim through them. So stick around, stay tuned, get your thoughts and opinions. Listen to me butcher every single article or watch it on the screen. Follow on. Give your thoughts and impressions right now. You caught me out having a swig. Written on Eurogamer by Matt Wales, he says that Sony says that his PlayStation games won't be released on PC for at least a year. Now, I have got a bit clickbaity with this article, by the way. I did say that PlayStation exclusives are no longer exclusives. Technically, that's true, but I have skewed the truth a little bit, because that's what you do with titles, right? Get you in, right? Again, written by Matt Wales. We go into the main crux of the article, and it says PlayStation Studio head Herman Hurst has revealed that Sony's first-party PlayStation releases will likely take at least a year to launch on PC, although live service games might come a little sooner. Sony initially confirmed that it was exploring bringing its first-party PlayStation exclusive to PC in March 2020, announcing that Horizon Zero Dawn would lead the charge, although it said releasing one first-party AAA game title on PC doesn't necessarily mean that will be a new game when it comes to PC. Sorry, that every game will now come to PC. And it didn't have fans to follow Xbox's lead with day and date PC releases. Since then, though, following the successful launch of Horizon Zero Dawn on PC, a number of titles joining the platform has continued to grow. Days Gone, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man Remastered have also made the jump, with Spider-Man Miles Morales, Uncharted, The Legacy Collection, and Sackboy: A Big Adventure confirmed to also be on the way. Despite the steady increase of releases, there's also been no indication that Sony intends to change its initial stance on day-to-date PC launches for its first-party PlayStation titles, and Hulst has now shared a little more information on the company's thinking in this regard. In a video interview with Julian Cheze, I think I've got that wrong, but I apologise. Hulst explains it's been really great for the teams to see their wonderful creations also being released on PC. There are more players, and that's really helpful. I think going forward, at least see a year between the gaps on PlayStation and PC platform, possibly with the exception of live service games. These, he elaborated, were a little bit different in nature because you have to really get a strong community, strong engagement right away when you do go live. We might, so in the case of our live service offerings, go day to date with PC and on the PlayStation platform. Earlier this year, Sony said that it planned to release 10 live service games in the fiscal year ending March 2026. While specifics are yet to be shared, these are likely to include Bungie's new franchise, codenamed Matter, Naughty Dog's The Last of Us multiplayer project, Deviation Games' new PlayStation exclusive IP in the title Jade Raymond's Sony-owned Haven Studios, and the rumoured Horizon Zero Dawn multiplayer game. It remains how unclear many of these will come to PC, but Sony has said that it expects PC and mobile games to make up almost half of PlayStation's overall releases by the year 2025. So, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we are getting PlayStation games, or PlayStation first-party studio games, moved over to the PC platform. In some cases on launch day, but in more cases they're going to have to wait a year or so. I do think that's a very wise business model, and I'll tell you for why. So PlayStation games, or first-party games as a whole, tend to release critical mass after maybe 2 years or so. Which is why, on the PlayStation, you'll get a lot of games that have been out for 18 months or so move into the PlayStation Plus monthly games. Because of reached critical mass, nobody else is probably going to buy it between those dates. There is obviously exceptions with this. There is games that don't make it out of the gate and take the world by storm, but then your favourite streamer, for instance, Ice Cream Uploads, comes in and starts streaming a game, and then it becomes popular again or something like that. Do you know what I mean? That's when people go, actually, we missed the boat on this the first time round. Battlefield 2042 is now a fantastic game. Maybe I should be going down to game and picking that up for £10. This is not a spawn, by the way. I know it seems like it because I've been talking about it for the last couple of days, and I also tweeted it yesterday. It's not a spawn. We have got no affiliation with game whatsoever. They give us absolutely nothing apart from me telling you that a game is good and it's the cheapest you are going to get it at this specific location. You can take out game and you can put Shop 2, you can put the game collection, you can put CEX, you can put whatever video game store it is. That's just where I found it cheapest at the moment, and it wasn't even me that found it. It was Jack upstairs, and he was like, "Baby, did you know Battlefield 2042 is £10 a game at the moment?" I'm like, "No, Jack, I did not. For the PlayStation 5, I will wait for Levi to go to game and go and pick one up for me." That's the be all and end all of it. But anyway, the video games that are out there that might not be that good out the gate, that end up getting a second wind, that's great for it. But it doesn't happen for every single game. Cyberpunk is currently riding this wave at the moment. They have patched that game to hell. It looks fantastic now. It runs fantastic now. There is a lot of the. I think last week or the week before, we talked about Cyberpunk now reaching 20 million copies sold. That is outrageous for a game that bombed for 12 months or so. It's been out longer than that. It's been 2 Christmases maybe. Yeah, it must be 2 Christmases because it was out on PlayStation 4 first, and then it obviously got moved to PlayStation 5. So yeah, it's been nearly 18 months that game's been out. In fact, it's more than that. It's nearly 24 months because it came out in November, I think. So it's been out for the longest time, and they've managed to patch that game to a point now where you can probably recommend it and actually enjoy it. That game has got a second wind at this moment in time. So people will be going out and buying it, but those games are now few and far between. This is why it's good when you've reached critical mass to reach a brand new audience to bring it out on a new console. Now, these PlayStation exclusive games, they're never going to come out on Xbox. The second best place for them to be able to do that is on PC. And I think that's a very good business decision from PlayStation's standpoint. Unless they genuinely think that they cannot sell any more copies over on PlayStation and go, do you know what, Xbox, do you want to put forward... I don't know. I don't even know what a decent number would be. If you give us 10 million, we will give you 1 million units to be able to sell however you want, whether or not it's physical, whether or not it's on a limited run, whether or not it's just digital. Like, we will give you the SKU and then you can use it that way. I don't know if that will ever happen. Maybe it should. Maybe it should. This day and age, it genuinely doesn't really matter what console you play if you're playing third-party games, because most of them has cross-platform now. You can play most games cross-platform now, especially more popular games as well. Cross-platform is a fantastic thing, whether or not it's between console games and PC or just console games, including the Nintendo Switch, and in some cases Among Us, which I think you can play on mobile as well. Like, you have the option to be able to play on whatever console you want. It's just first party ones, but that's usually where you end up buying a console. Are you a Halo guy? Are you an Uncharted guy? Are you a Forza Horizon fan? Or are you a Gran Turismo fan? Like, this is where the lines are in the sand usually with these types of things. So, well, can I see these ever coming out on Xbox? Probably not. I don't think there's enough money that Xbox could give PlayStation to be able to take any of their IPs for however long to sell on their side. I just can't ever see it. Code Red's in here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I've read JMK's before, said I never released it on Xbox. But released it on PC surely is the second next best thing, right? Right? Viv's in here as well. Says hello. Hello. So yeah, I mean, I don't think I've got much else to say on that one. It's a good thing that they are coming to PC, and I do believe that having maybe a timed exclusive is probably the right thing, because then it is a true exclusive to the console. That's essentially what Xbox will be doing with theirs. I believe that they will probably, with the likes of their Bethesda acquisition, put things like the Elder Scrolls, a new Fallout game, on a timed exclusive. It'll be exclusive for maybe a year, maybe 2, and then release it on all platforms. I do believe that's a good business model for anyone that's creating video games. Let your install base take it and have that as your system seller until you can't sell it anymore because it's reached critical mass, and then move it onto the other platforms. That would be fantastic. I think that's a good business decision because you are getting 2 lots of money 2 years apart. It keeps your shareholder prices up. It keeps more money coming through the door. Like, that is a good business decision in my opinion, as someone who doesn't understand business to the absolute max. I just believe that would be a good idea to put onto the table. I'm fairly certain that these conversations have been happening since video games and exclusives were a thing. This shouldn't be new information. This shouldn't be new ideas for people. I just believe that is the best idea going forward for video games that are now cross-play across them. You don't have to pledge your allegiance specifically to a console anymore. I think that's the most important thing. I mean, people will. You're either team green, team blue, team red, or team what should we call it? Team Master Race. There you go, with the PC lot. I do prefer actually playing games on PC. I just don't have a massively powerful PC anymore to be able to play them. If I had a choice, I probably would. Or if I had an infinite amount of money, I probably would just keep on updating my PC to be able to play games. I just find it a lot easier, a hell of a lot cheaper. Cat says, "Yep, Master Race. Yep." I just find it a lot easier. If I'm being honest, I'm so used to mouse and keyboard now with a lot of games. I have got a shitload better in the last 3 years. And good after morning, mate. I just feel it's a much better and viable option. Pain in the ass for streaming. Obviously, it takes some system to be able to stream PC games and obviously play them at a decent setting at the same time. I no longer have that option. If I want to play games in their absolute best, I play it with a PlayStation 5 and then filter it through to onto OBS via my capture card. I'm fairly certain that's what most people are circumstances that they're into. I think we should move on. Shall we talk about more PlayStation games? I hear you ask. Yes, I think we should. It's not quite Free Game Friday. It's more Free Game Wednesday. We don't have a jingle for that, unfortunately. Maybe it's one that we can make. Who knows? But Rain on VGC by Tom Ivan. He states that October's PlayStation Plus games are now available to claim, including Hot Wheels Unleashed, Injustice 2, and Super Hot. I'm fairly certain we've had Super Hot recently, unless it was an Epic Game Store game. I'm sure we've talked about it. But anyway, September's first wave of PlayStation Plus games are now available for subscribers to add to their library, and Sony recently confirmed that September's PlayStation Plus Essential games are Hot Wheels Unleashed, Injustice 2, and Super Hot. The free titles are now available for all PlayStation Plus subscribers to claim until October 31st. PlayStation Plus Essential is a new name for the base PlayStation Plus subscription tier, which offers access to free games every month. Now, I'm going to put that in even more layman's terms. This is the bottom tier. When you want to play online, this is the one that you have to buy, because the names they're not the best naming conventions in my opinion. So if you want free games and you want to be able to play online, this is the tier that you come in with the PlayStation Essential. The other two tiers are premium tiers and extra. Extra is the second tier, premium is the third tier. I think that's probably the easiest way of being able to do it. So if you are on the first tier, the entry level tier, then you obviously get these three games. Additionally, the premium tier offers a selection of PlayStation 1, PS2 and PSP games to download and PlayStation 3 games via cloud streaming. Sony previously said that it planned to confirm October's PlayStation Plus Extra and premium game catalogs lineups last week, but that has yet to do so. September's PlayStation Plus game catalog lineup includes Deathloop, Assassin's Creed Origins, and Watch Dogs 2. I don't need to say any more on that. Do you guys need me to elaborate? The names are terrible, says JMK. Yep. I think we're all in agreement in that. Lake says Hot Wheels hype. I am yet to play it. I've heard very good things about it, but I'm yet to play it. I think we actually got given codes for this as well, for Hot Wheels way back when. It's just a game that I've not installed yet. I'm fairly certain it was the same time that we got given Dolman and Outward, and I streamed Outward for quite a bit. I think I did like 3 hours of it, but then there was I don't know if it was a glitch in the game or something, but when it turns to night, you genuinely can't see anything. And I think that's the whole purpose of the game. But I couldn't see anything, so I was just running aimlessly. Like, the HUD was completely dark. I don't know if it was a glitch or something, so we kind of canned that one and ended up playing something else. I have played more since. It's a decent enough game. It's not one that I probably will return back to anytime soon, unless I've got my patience is back there again. And for some unknown reason, my back catalogue of games that I'm yet to start has just been cleared. I don't think I'll be going back to that anytime soon, but I'm fairly certain we've got Hot Wheels at the same time too. I'll double check that one, but it won't matter anyway because it's been given away for free this month. So do log in and get those games, obviously, before they do expire, because it'll be a waste of your time, waste of your money for you not to be able to go and add those games to your library. So yesterday, something that I posted in the Scoop section this morning on our Discord, we mentioned, myself and Graham, on this stage yesterday during the Scoop, that Overwatch 2 will be a success, but not out of the gate. What I said was it'll take between 10 and 14 days for this game to be able to reach everyone, for everyone to be able to get in with no queue times and stuff like that. I did not anticipate that this game would fall at the very, very first hurdle and no one be able to play it. That's what this is one of the featured articles that we're going to go through today. And it's been written on by Tom Ivan over at VGC. And he states that Overwatch 2 servers are down following a mass DDoS attack on launch day. If I would have made a bingo card for things that could potentially happen yesterday when this went live, DDoS attack would not have been on that whatsoever. This kind of taking me by surprise this morning, but at the same time, not really. Not really. But Overwatch 2 servers have been hit by mass distributed denial of service attacks on the game on its launch day. That's according to Blizzard President Mike Ybarra, who said on Tuesday that the company is doing its best to resolve the issues preventing players from accessing the game. Teams are working hard on server issues with Overwatch 2, he tweeted. We are humbled by the excitement of players and will continue to focus on its issues and get players into the fun. Thank you for your patience. And there has been an update in this that got posted at 11:05 this morning, and it states that Overwatch 2 game director Aaron Keller said that the team is working through the night to resolve the issue which had plagued Overwatch 2's launch day. The game appears to be much more stable this morning, with the huge queues and connection errors of launch mostly resolved. So you can see the embedded tweet in there, which is basically what I've just read out there for you guys that are listening to podcast services. Unfortunately, we experienced some mass DDoS attacks on our servers, Ybarra added. Teams are working hard to mitigate and manage this. This is causing a lot of drops and connection issues. An in-app message presented to Impact players read that we're aware that some players are encountering an unexpected server error when managing to attempt to sign in. This is actively being worked on, and thank you very much for your patience. And there's just some stuff in there that I ended up talking through yesterday about it being free to play, launching yesterday. Overwatch 1 is now not available to play at all. It's moved into Overwatch 2 now. It's a free to play title available on PC, Xbox Series S and X, Xbox One, PS5, PS4, and your Nintendo Switch. So a brand new game, a very popular game, is available on your Nintendo Switch device and is crossplay, I believe. So that's fantastic news. It's good news that they have managed to potentially get this resolved. I did see Timeless playing this morning. It does look like more Overwatch, which I'm happy with. They haven't tried to change the wheel too much with it. It's more Overwatch. If you enjoyed it the first time round, fantastic. You're probably going to enjoy this. If you missed the boat with Overwatch 1, now would be a perfect time to jump back in, or to jump in for the first time. The hype is real on this. I've seen so many people streaming it on my follow list on Twitch this morning. It's good to see because it is a fantastic game. They have taken the Fortnite Battle Pass system in mind with this, so you have the ability to be able to unlock stuff for free, but then obviously if you want to go up to the next one, the premium tier, shall we say, you have the option to be able to do that and unlock more stuff, whether or not that's new heroes, new costumes, new skins, whatever that may be, that is available for you. But it's free to play, so it's definitely worth your time just jumping in. I have actually downloaded this on the Xbox upstairs on my desk, so we'll be giving that a go this afternoon to see what it's like, to see how it compares, see if I can still main Mamora, which is obviously the hero from the first one, so I'll have to try and find the alternative healing character. So if you do need a healer, your boy's here. Do you know what I mean? I help people out, whether or not it be real life or I'm healing your ass as you go in with the deeps, with the deeps. But I think I've probably got time for one article because I don't really want to keep on prolonging this show and dragging it out with you guys listening to me. And this is one that we did actually shelve yesterday, which I'm very interested to hear your thoughts and opinions on, guys. So for those of you that are interested in wrestling, which I am a massive wrestling nerd, even at 31 years old, you'd think I would have outgrown it by now, watching sweaty men in spandex. But no, I have not. I still love watching a bit of wrestling. But VGC and Chris Scullion has the news that a tattoo artist successfully sues 2K for replicating their design on a WWE 2K wrestler. They argued that 2K didn't have permission to include Randy Orton's tattoo designs in the game. Now, as a headline, you probably don't need to read the rest of it. That kind of says everything that you need to understand. This then bodes a lot of questions. I'll read the article and then you can come back to me because I'm sure that you will have something to say on this. A tattoo artist has successfully sued 2K Sports and his parent company Take-Two Interactive for including her designs in a WWE 2K video game. Catherine Alexander filed the lawsuit in 2018 claiming that her tattoo designs has been used without her permission in WWE 2K 16, 17 and 18. The tattoos in question are original tribal style designs Alexander applied to WWE superstar Randy Orton's upper back, arms and in real life. As such, Orton's character model in WWE 2K game also has the tattoos as a result of 2K's attempt to authentically recreate his appearance. In her original suit, Alexander claimed that she had contacted WWE in 2009 regarding the sale of Randy Orton merchandise featuring her design and was offered £450 for the rights, which she turned down. 2K argued that the use of tattoos were considered fair use because they were used as a purpose of realistically recreating Orton rather than Alexander's original expressive purposes. A jury at the US District Court, Southern District of Illinois, rejected this argument, though, deciding that the use of Alexander's tattoo designs in the game didn't constitute fair use and that she was entitled to damages. The jury determined that Alexander was entitled to $3,750 in damages. It is also determined that since none of the game's profits came as a direct result of her tattoos being included, she wasn't entitled to any more further compensation. Although the final amount may be considered to be relatively small, it does set a potential precedent for other tattoo artists to make similar claims if their designs are replicated on athletes in video games. In 2020, Take-Two won a similar lawsuit which tattoo company Solid Oak Sketches argued that it owned the original copyrights tattoo design on NBA stars LeBron James, Kenyon Martin, and Eric Bledsoe? I don't know my NBA, which has also been recreated in NBA 2K games without permission. In that instance, the lawsuit was unsuccessful, with the judge finding that Take-Two had implied licenses to use the tattoos because the NBA deal included player likeness rights. Lake says, battery dying, so bye. Take care, Lake. Have a good afternoon, mate. So, I understand you got questions. I'm here to try and answer them for you because I am a lawyer of video games. Obviously not. But my take on this is I don't think that the wrestlers have the same rights that the likes of football games have. You have to buy the FIFA Pro license in video games to be able to license your players, which is why way back when, for those of you that are old enough that used to play the original Pro Evo games, there was the Dutch team called Oranges. All the players were called Oranges. You had like Roberto Larcos, David Beckham, do you know what I mean? Giggles. So, do you know what I mean? That's it. You had to buy the licenses for those. Like the player likenesses, some of them looked quite the same, but you had things like Ribery as well, which, for those of you that haven't seen that, type in PES 5 Ribery over on Google. It's a shocker. Oh, why is Google just... okay, because I said Google. My phone decided to start listening to me. Gaga says, it's nonsense. If I get a tattoo, then surely it's mine and not the tattooist's. Well, this is where it comes down with me. You have paid someone for their work to get put on your back or whatever part of your body. Are you then a walking advertisement for them? Are you basically a walking recommend a friend? So if someone goes, that's a really nice tattoo, I need to go to this person, do you then get a referral for it? Like there's so many. This does set a dangerous precedent, which is obviously what the FIFA Pro license does when it comes to football, because the likes of footballers, pretty much every single footballer on this earth now has a sleeve. I believe that is why they stopped wearing long sleeve football shirts, so they can start to show their arms off. That's why they started wearing skins underneath the football shirt. They'll wear a long sleeve skin, but then like the shirt over the top. Obviously, that's just to try and keep them dry or whatever. But I believe that the reason why the long sleeve shirt has died is because they've ended up getting sleeve tattoos. Genuinely, like. When it turned to August, September, October, people used to be wearing long sleeve football shirts. Nowadays, they just don't exist anymore. Like, you can't even buy them as a fan usually in most shops, which I love a long sleeve football shirt. There's a couple of times you'll see players wearing one. I'm a massive fan of long sleeve football shirts. I've always thought it's like watching a left-footed player. It always looks a bit more classy. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could have every footballer in the world could be taking a free kick with the right foot. You swing a ball in with your left foot or whatever. It always looks a bit more classy. And that's what I feel like long sleeve shirts are, but obviously they don't wear them anymore. They just want to show off the sleeve tattoos or whatever. But that's usually covered by the player likeness agree. That's usually within the FIFA Pro license. So they're not really be able to come at them from that angle. However, wrestlers are on a contract, but their likeness is only usually sold towards like video games. But whether or not that they own their own licenses and they've had to buy a license from whoever it is that did a tattoo, I do feel like this sets a dangerous precedent. This should never have been taken out this far. I understand that she wanted to turn the money down for £400 for her license, for her work to be used on everything going forward. I understand that. But does that now mean that every picture that's been taken by a fan is now under copyright? Does that mean that every single time a WWE camera is on Randy Orton, she should get a share of those profits because her work is on display and she's not being paid to advertise her work? Like, there's a lot of dangerous ground for this going forward, and I don't know how they resolve this, because this is now one. There will be more that follow on this. Most wrestlers have have tattoos. Brock Lesnar has a dagger on the front of his shirt, on the front of his chest. The Rock has his big tribal from his pec that goes all the way down to his sleeve, down to his elbow. Roman Reigns has the exact same thing. Like, where does the book stop with this one? I don't know where the middle ground is. I can't see it. If you have to buy the licenses for it, then you have to buy it for everything, not just for the video game sales. It has to be for everything. Pictures being taken, video footage being distributed. If I was to take that, I mean, it would be copyright if I was to download the video of a Monday Night Raw and then post a clip of it on Twitter. But then would I have to share share the profits with this lady if that then ends up me becoming profitable? I'm pretty sure WWE would be banging down my door if I was to start reposting stuff, but I don't know. Stanley says, I'm back, you mad she. Hi, I'm back, John. Says Stanley, says hi. I have no idea what just happened in the chat. Fatman Dave says, it's stupid, what are they going to do if they don't pay her but are going to repossess Andy's skin? Exactly. Gaga says, not that I would ever get a tattoo, so common. I can't afford it. I don't think, I mean, I did want a tattoo when I was younger, but I was a lot slimmer. I've got quite broad shoulders. I think it would have looked okay on my arms. I was relatively trim. However, I'm just a big fat bastard now, so you can imagine whatever tattoo I had would have expanded by a load, and it would have faded. It wouldn't have looked as good. Like, these are the things that people don't think about. Do you know what I mean? You are one dislocated shoulder, or 5 in my instance, of being a fat bastard, and that's essentially what I am now. JNK says, I was implying that his new name was back. Okay. I don't understand what Stan's coming with. It's blown my head a little bit. But anyway, I don't know where the line is with this one. I don't know how they're going to be able to resolve it. It's set a dangerous precedent, in my opinion. But anyway, I think we've got time for maybe one more article. I did say before, what we on here for? 3 minutes for the countdown. We're on about 38 minutes or so. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll do the Stadia one. We've had this shelved for a couple of days, so we'll go through this one. This will be the last article of the day, so stay tuned for this one. Written on Eurogamer by Vikki Blake, she says that Ubisoft working to bring Stadia players to PC through Ubisoft Connect. However, not everyone wants to switch. Ubisoft says it is working to bring the games that you own on Stadia to PC. In a statement posted over the weekend, Ubisoft said it didn't have specific details on the proposal, but would share them along with more information for Ubisoft Plus subscribers on Stadia at a later date. While Stadia will shut down on January the 18th, 2023, we're happy to share that we've been working to bring you games that you own on Stadia to PC through Ubisoft Connect, Ubisoft tweeted. We'll have more to share regarding the specific details as well as the impact on Ubisoft Plus subscriptions at a later date. Some fans, however, are objecting to the proposal, saying that they'd rather have a refund for their Ubisoft Plus subscription than switch to PC. And what about those that couldn't afford a gaming PC and bought Stadia as a solution to that? Asked one Twitter in the comments. Will those people get any compensation for having their games taken away from them if they cannot access a PC? Stadia is not shutting down, Google insisted when asked outright on Twitter. It was closing imminently back in June. Just 3 months later, the cloud gaming service announced that it would be closing on the 18th of January 2023. And news even the developers are still hard work on Google Stadia projects has not been expecting. Did anyone see that, by the way? There's been a load of games that have been announced of coming out for Stadia in the next coming months, and they didn't get told that they would not be released until the press statement went out. I understand there is always casualties of war, but that is a fucking crying shame because the games are going to be in limbo now. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people end up buying Google Stadia because they can't afford a gaming PC, but they have fast internet, so it was the next best thing for them. They can't use GeForce now because they don't have a PC to run the games from. Like, they could probably use xCloud. That's probably the next best thing for them, to be able to use xCloud, but you're obviously limited to certain peripherals. I don't think xCloud's available on your TV yet via a dongle. If you was to buy an Android box, I don't think you can load it up on it to be able to play it through a Fire Stick or something. So they are limited as to what they are going to be doing. I don't know how they get around this. If they have to accept a refund, there's no other way of being able to do it, especially if people have paid for the year. You just gotta have to refund them. There's no other way of doing it unless you buy everyone a gaming PC, which obviously they're not going to do. So it's unfortunate that there's obviously a lot of casualties with the Stadia news of them closing. It's not as if anyone couldn't see this coming. But it's annoying because it had the potential. We've been through this a million times. You don't have to listen to me go through this again. But Stadia had the right ideas, and a lot of other companies have taken inspiration from those ideas, but they never seemed to evolve when it wasn't going right for them. And I think that's the thing that's let them down. They had the wrong people in the wrong place at the wrong time and never corrected the course that they was on. It's going towards an iceberg. They went straight for it. They never diverted course. They've seen all the other ships that are around them going towards the promised land, yet they carried on going into this one direction that they could see had a dead end. Other people started on the same course and gone, do you know what, we can do this to make it better. Wolf, we'll go left. Oh my God, we can include all of this stuff in our monthly price instead. Okay, we'll go right. But these carried on, despite the warning signs there for the longest time that this was not going to be a success. They carried on staying the course, and I think that is highly annoying because they have such a good product there. They have a product that is playable on everything. Our mantra on this show or on this channel is games for everyone, everywhere. They had that in abundance. It followed the same path as a PS Vita, a fantastic console that just didn't get the support. Google Stadia had some support. They had Ubisoft Plus coming through. They had a lot of other games. They had the likes of PUBG. They had the likes of Destiny obviously propping up. They didn't quite get the likes of Fortnite on that, which is a shame from their standpoint. I feel like the price was a little bit too high for the monthly subscription. I believe that the peripherals themselves, albeit £100 for the Founder Edition, was quite a good price. They had campaigns where Cyberpunk was the best place to be able to play. It was on Google Stadia. You bought Cyberpunk pre-order. You got pretty much the Founders Edition, the 4K Chromecast dongle, as well as, I believe, one of the best controllers that's on the market right now in the Google Stadia controller. You'll still be able to use it as a PC controller going forward, but otherwise it's going to be a brick. Like, it is a fantastic weighted controller. It fits perfectly in my massive hands. They had a lot of things going for them. It's unfortunate that they didn't end up continuing with their course, because I do believe that a lot of other companies took inspiration from their ideas, their proposals, and the way that they put themselves into the market. It's just they didn't really capitalize on the market that was there in the first place. I believe that they probably had an idea of what they wanted to do but just couldn't execute it, and they had the wrong people doing that and leading the charge. But again, it's just another casualty of war. There will be other companies that come through and do what Google Stadia do and are doing right now, but just a hell of a lot better. So hopefully the people who are die-hard Stadia fans will find a new home, because I believe that they are gamers. They want to be able to play the game, play any game that they have available to them at their leisure. Easiest thing for them to be able to do, put on the big TV in the front room, bosh, you're good to go. You've got a laptop, you want to be able to play these games, no worries. Put your controller in, you're good to go. Like, playing on your mobile phone, don't worry about it. We've got that here. Like, they had the ability to be able to do that, and I think that probably xCloud is their next best stage. Obviously, they need a gaming PC for NVIDIA GeForce now, so I don't know. Hopefully, they'll find a new place, because they are the ultras. Stadia ultras are a bit weird. We've got a lot of shit on our Twitter over the last couple of years from people giving us shit about what we think about Stadia, which always gets taken kind of out of context, because we talk really nicely about Stadia and what they could have done. We just don't like the way that they've done it, which elitism in video games is weird anyway. But they are blinded by what they've had so far. Maybe now that that it's closing down, they can see the flaws, and they may be able to say, actually, I was a little bit wrong about this one, because everybody else could have seen it. Everyone could have seen that this was closing down. I can't believe that they didn't. But that's video games. Hopefully they'll be able to find a new home. I think xCloud is probably the best place for them, and I hope that they're able to continue. Well, they're not able to continue their playthroughs, because they'll be on a server that will die in the next couple of months. But get back into the video games. I do feel sorry for those people. Nicho says, goff, goff, goff. You're a goff, mate. Fatman Dave says, they went in too early, tried to beat the market, and it bit them on the arse. Do you know what? The thing is, though, at launch, it wasn't a bad product. It genuinely wasn't a bad product. It's just the way that they were selling it was completely wrong. And I feel like even you, Dave, that's got no experience in sending out video games, any marketing experience. I think most people in this chat now would have been able to have a more successful launch of what Stadia should have been and what it should have been marketed as, even without the information that they have now about it. I don't believe it was a difficult sell. They still managed to fuck it up. They had a free market, they had a free hit, and still managed to fuck it up. That isn't the sign of a good business strategy. And look where they've gone 2 years later. It's shit, it's gone, it will be dying. And it's unfortunate because it just takes more video gamers out of the loop, that the people who have been probably working up and down the country that want to just be able to play video games at night, and they're in a hotel room, they're able to just plug their dongle in, they're good to go. The truck drivers that will take their laptop with them or their tablet and are able to hotspot their phone to their tablet and be able to play a little bit of Destiny or PUBG. They've got 5G, they're able to get on there, no problems. They're the guys that are going to be losing out, and they're the guys that I feel sorry for. Hopefully they'll be able to find alternatives, because I don't believe that they should have to suffer because of malpractice, bad business decisions, wrong people, wrong place, wrong time, shit service. The list goes on, unfortunately. I know it's not the best way to end the show, but that is the end of the show. So I do appreciate every single one of you that have stopped by for today's episode of the Scoop. Well, congratulations again to Luke Bastille yesterday. He sent over his t-shirt size and also his address, so we'll get that posted out for you. Chose the curved hat because apparently he's too old for a flat peak. I'm 31 years old and I'm still wearing flat peaks, you know what I mean? Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should stop, but I won't. It's not going to fucking happen. But yeah, that is it for today's episode of The Scoop. I do stick around. We'll send you over to somebody else's channel. But Graham will be back tonight with some CCWM, Chasing Craze with Mates. If you are a PUBG fan, you definitely want to try and tune in around about 7:30 tonight as he jumps on. I don't know who's confirmed, but I'm guessing it's going to be Nietzscheo. I'm guessing it's going to be Lotus. And I'm guessing it might be Naked Neil. He might be the third. He could have been Beans. It could be a none of those three and Graham's just playing on his own, but who knows? Graham's got his chat bot on, hasn't he? Graham's definitely got his chat bot on because it's duplicating. There you go. But yes, stick around, ladies and gentlemen. We'll send you over to somebody else's stream. But if you want to help shape the 2 remaining shows this week, there's 2 ways that you can do so. First of all, find us on social media. It's at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or alternatively, get involved with our Discord. All the links that you require are in the chat twice. If you're watching this in any of our on-demand services, go into the description below. All the links that you require will be listed there. All we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at 10 a.m. tomorrow-ish, live from this studio. Again, stick around. We'll send you over to one of our friends. Please go and show them some love. Even if it's a hi and bye, please feel free to do that one. But until 7:30 tonight when Graham goes live again, there's one thing that we want you to do. And that, my friends, is to stay frosty.